Hey everybody, this is my last submission for the week, so we're going upstream to Alaska, the last frontier. I'm going to show you how to make Alaskan bear claws. Not a dessert, an appetizer. We're going to use canned pink Alaskan salmon. We're going to go ahead and put this can of juice in the bowl. I reserved some of the liquid from the second can. You're not going to need all of it. This salmon is canned, so it has bones in it. You want to take the bones out. My grandmother would leave the bones in, so if she sees this, she's going to be mad that I take the bones out, because she says that they're enriched in calcium, and it doesn't hurt nothing to keep them in there, but I prefer, whoops, to take them out. So you just take them out like so. I'm going to continue to debone the 2 cans of salmon that I'm using. And when we come back, I'll show you how to fix it up. I have my 2 14-ounce cans of pink salmon all mixed up with my fingers. I have the 1 can of liquid that I had poured into the bowl. I have my 2nd can of liquid that I'm reserving to the side. We're going to go ahead and mix in the ingredients as we would a salmon cake. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning. Woo! A little too much. Okay. We love Old Bay though, so a little too much isn't too much. Okay, so I'm going to dump a little bit back because I already spilled a little bit in there. Whoops! That happens. That's why you're never supposed to measure anything over the bowl. Alright, so then we're going to add in a couple shakes of celery seed. We are going to add in some black pepper, just a pinch. Okay, and give that a little mix. Got a little handful here. I'm just going to crush them right in. It's about a half a cup of crushed saltine crackers. Now for the fun stuff. The Philadelphia cream cheese. I've pre-softened 8 ounces of the Philadelphia cream cheese. We're going to mix that right in. I'm going to go ahead and mix that in. As we mix it in, we're going to add some liquid, just to keep it nice and thin. Alright, we're going to chop up some green onion. About a 1/4 cup green onion. Now we're going to add in some fresh dill. I just like pinching the dill with my hands. I don't mind big chunks. I like it. Fresh dill is delicious. We're going to add that in. About a tablespoon. We're going to dissolve 1 package of active dry yeast into our warm water. It's 1 3/4 cups warm water. So we're going to dissolve that in first. Once it's dissolved in, we're going to let this sit for 5 minutes. While you let the yeast sit for 5 minutes, we're going to go ahead and mix in the salt, sugar, and garlic into our 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. So we have a teaspoon of salt, 3 teaspoons of sugar, and a 1/2 a teaspoon of garlic. It's been 5 minutes, so we're going to add our yeast water into the flour. We're just going to mix it all in until it forms a dough ball. Then we're going to put it out on the board and knead it for 3 minutes. Okay, so if I haven't let you in on the secret yet, we are making a quick pretzel dough. We're going to stuff the salmon filling into the holes of the pretzel, where it's going to appear that the Alaskan bear has caught the salmon in his paw. Okay, we have our dough rolled out. We're going to go ahead and divide it into 12 equal pieces. So we're going to cut it in half. And the length that I have it rolled out, I'm going to cut it into 5. Cut 5 times. Okay, now the fun part. We're going to roll out the pretzels. This is fun to do with kids. Make pretzels. Fill them with fruit, you can, the little holes, where we're going to put our delicious salmon mixture. Okay, just give it a little stretch up to the top, twist, just like so. And then we're going to flip it over. We're going to put these on our baking sheet. Give you a little demo here. Want to make sure the holes are, about like so. We're going to go ahead and start filling in our pretzels. I'm going to take a teaspoon of the filling, dip it in some breadcrumbs, that way we can roll it into a ball. The filling is very moist. It's not going to be a very firm ball. We're going to put them in the holes. Do a couple of them here. And just lightly put them in the breadcrumbs. And there's our little Alaskan bear claw. Now that we have our salmon filling into our Alaskan bear claws, we're going to take some melted butter and brush the outside edges of the pretzel so we can stick the kosher salt. I'll go ahead and show you a few, and then I'm just going to sprinkle it right around until it sticks on the pretzel. You don't want to put it right on the salmon, just to give it a little pretzel. Doesn't that look so good? I have the oven preheated to 400 degrees. Once I finish buttering the edges and putting the salt on, we're going to put them in the oven and bake them for about 12 to 14 minutes until they're golden brown. They look delicious. That Philadelphia cream cheese in the center. Look at that. We've got our bear claws all plated up, and now it's time to taste. Wow. The Philadelphia cream cheese and the little crunchy salmon patty. It's delicious. Thank you, everybody. See you next week.